Imagine digging a hole in your backyard and finding a piece of technology that predates the dinosaurs. That is exactly the kind of panic scientists felt when they uncovered 3 specific anomalies around the globe. They found heavy cobblestone anvils next to shattered animal bones in America, a coated wooden idol in the Russian mountains, and a flawlessly engineered subterranean fortress in China. The terrifying part is not what they found, but when they were made. Modern science insists that ancient humans were unintelligent scavengers, but the tools found in America are 130,000 years old. The Russian statue contains complex geometric language from the Ice Age, and the Chinese fortress was carved with such overwhelming perfection that modern engineers still cannot explain how it was done in total darkness. Together, these 3 discoveries form a massive crack in the foundation of modern science. They suggest that our history is not a straight line of progress, but a brutal cycle of advanced civilizations rising up and getting completely erased from the face of the earth. This is not just a documentary about unexplained ancient mysteries. It is a journey into 3 terrifying discoveries that prove everything you learned in school is wrong. We are going to break down exactly how these anomalies survived the test of time. And you have to stick around for the 3rd discovery, because the dark truth inside those Chinese caverns might just predict our own future. Our first stop takes us to San Diego, California. The year is 1992. A crew of construction workers are out on a completely normal day, doing a completely normal job. They are using heavy excavators to expand a local highway. The sun is hot, the work is loud, and everything is going according to plan. Then one of the massive metal scoops hits something incredibly hard in the dirt. The workers stop the machines and climb down into the trench to take a look. They think they might have hit a large rock or a water pipe. But when they brush away the California dirt, they freeze. Sticking out of the ground are the massive curved tusks of an ancient elephant. The workers immediately halt the construction and call in local paleontologists. At first, the scientists assume this is just a standard fossil discovery. Finding an old mammoth or mastodon bone in North America is cool, but it is not exactly world-changing. However, as the team carefully digs deeper, they realize they have stumbled into a crime scene. This was not a natural death. The massive, thick leg bones of these giant beasts were not just cracked by time. They had been systematically and brutally shattered. Right next to the broken bones, the scientists found enormous stone anvils and heavy cobblestone hammers. These were not natural rocks. They showed clear signs of wear and tear from being slammed repeatedly into hard surfaces. Someone had hunted these giant mastodons, dragged their bodies to this exact spot, placed their massive bones on stone anvils, and smashed them open with heavy hammers to eat the rich marrow inside. This completely disrupted everything the experts thought they knew. According to every single history textbook in the world, the very first human beings crossed a land bridge from Asia into North America roughly 15,000 years ago. But when the scientists sent these shattered bones and stone tools to a lab for advanced uranium testing, the results made them sick to their stomachs. The lab tested them again and again. The results were the same every single time. The butchered bones and the heavy stone tools were exactly 130,000 years old. Let that sink in for a second. 130,000 years ago. That is over 100,000 years before human beings were supposed to exist in America. It completely shatters the entire timeline of human migration. It means our history books are missing a massive chapter. Who or what was intelligent enough to build tools and hunt giant elephants in California so long ago? Were they an ancient species of humans that we do not know about? And the most terrifying question of all, if they were smart enough to hunt the biggest animals on Earth, what apocalyptic event wiped them out so completely that we are only just now finding their hammers in the dirt? To understand just how much of our history is missing, We have to travel across the world to the freezing Ural Mountains. The location is the Shigir Peat Bog in Russia. The year is 1890. A group of desperate Russian gold miners are digging deep into a highly acidic swamp. They are looking for shiny gold nuggets to change their lives. The work is miserable. The mud is thick, the air smells terrible, and the freezing water seeps into their boots. But as they dig further down into the toxic bog, their shovels hit something solid. It is not gold. They pull out a massive, waterlogged piece of wood. They keep digging and find another piece, and another. When they lay all the pieces out on the muddy ground, they realize they have not just found old firewood. They have unearthed a colossal, 17-foot-tall wooden giant. This statue was carved out of a massive larch tree, and it is absolutely terrifying to look at. It has multiple demonic-looking faces staring out in different directions, as if it is watching everything at once. But the most shocking part is its body. The entire length of the giant wooden idol is covered from top to bottom in complex, beautiful, and completely undecipherable geometric codes. There are zigzags, straight lines, and strange symbols that look like an ancient alien language. For decades, historians looked at this creepy statue and assumed it was maybe 2,000 or 3,000 years old. They put it in a museum and mostly forgot about it. But recently, a team of international scientists decided to use modern radiocarbon dating to find out exactly when this tree was cut down and carved. When the test results came back, the scientific community was left in a state of total shock. The Shigir Idol was not 3,000 years old. It was exactly 12,500 years old. It was carved right in the middle of the Ice Age. This makes the wooden giant more than twice as old as the great stone circles of Stonehenge. It is twice as old as the Egyptian pyramids. According to everything you were taught in the 6th grade, humans living 12,500 years ago were primitive, unintelligent cavemen. They were supposed to be wearing animal skins, struggling to make fire, and barely surviving the freezing weather. They were definitely not supposed to be capable of complex art, advanced mathematics, or monumental architecture. Yet here is a perfectly engineered, mathematically precise, 17-foot-tall wooden tower covered in an unknown written language. The highly acidic water of the swamp perfectly preserved the wood, saving it from rotting away. This wooden giant proves that a highly advanced, deeply spiritual civilization existed in the freezing Russian tundra thousands of years before human civilization was officially supposed to begin. But what happened to them? What lost knowledge is written in the codes on the body of the idol? If an ancient society was smart enough to build something this beautiful and complex during the harshest climate in human history, why did they disappear? Did the melting ice wipe their cities off the map? Are we just walking on top of their forgotten graves? If you think a forgotten Ice Age society is scary, you need to see what is hiding in the dark corners of Asia. Our final mystery takes us to the tiny, quiet village of Xi'an in Zhejiang Province, China. The year is 1992. For generations, the local villagers told stories about the bottomless ponds in their farming town. They believed the water went down forever. One curious farmer decided he had heard enough stories and wanted to know the truth. He convinced his neighbors to pool their hard-earned money together to buy a heavy-duty hydraulic pump. They dropped the massive hose into the biggest pond in the village, turned the noisy machine on, and started pumping the water out. They pumped water for a full day, then 2 days. The water level kept dropping, but the bottom was nowhere in sight. They kept that machine running non-stop for 17 straight days. Finally, the water drained away completely. The farmers climbed down into the muddy pit, carrying small flashlights. What they saw made them drop to their knees. It was not a pond at all. It was the flooded entrance to a gargantuan subterranean world. The farmers had uncovered an entire underground city. As experts rushed in to explore the site, the discoveries became more and more impossible. They found a network of 24 massive caverns hidden deep beneath the earth. These caves covered over 300,000 square feet. They found giant stone pillars holding up the ceilings. They found stone bridges, perfectly carved staircases, and massive underground pools. But the most mind-bending part of the Longyou Caves is the walls. Every single inch of the walls, ceilings, and pillars is covered in precise, uniform chisel marks. They are carved in a perfect pattern of parallel lines. To create this underground fortress, someone had to perfectly excavate and remove nearly 1 million cubic meters of solid rock. They had to haul thousands of tons of heavy stone up to the surface, and they had to do it all in total, pitch black darkness. This brings us to the ultimate problem that proves history is a lie. China has the most meticulous, unbroken historical written records of any ancient civilization on the entire planet. They recorded everything from the weather to the price of grain. Their history goes back over 5,000 years. Yet in all of those ancient scrolls and history books, there is absolutely zero mention of the Longyou Caves. Not a single word. No tools were ever found inside. There are no human bones. There is no trash. There is no evidence of who built them, how they built them, or where they put the 1 million cubic meters of rock they dug out of the ground. How did an ancient civilization carve a perfectly engineered underground city, keep it an absolute secret from the emperor and the rest of the world, and then vanish without a trace? Modern engineers say it would be incredibly difficult to build these caves today, even with advanced lasers and heavy machinery. Doing it thousands of years ago with hand tools is mathematically impossible. The most terrifying question is not how they built it, but why. You do not dig an entire city deep underground unless you are incredibly afraid of something on the surface. What catastrophic event were they trying to hide from? Was it a global flood? An ancient war? Or something coming from the sky? When you look at the shattered elephant bones in California, the coated Ice Age giant in Russia, and the secret underground city in China, a very dark picture begins to form. Our history books want us to believe that human progress is a safe, easy staircase. They teach us that we started as primitive cavemen and slowly climbed our way up to modern smartphones and skyscrapers. But these 3 discoveries prove that the staircase is a lie. History is not a straight line. It is a terrifying cycle. These artifacts show us that highly advanced human civilizations have lived, thrived, and built incredible things long before our current timeline even started. And every single time, something catastrophic came along and completely wiped them out, leaving nothing behind but broken bones, a piece of wood in a swamp, and empty caves. Any system that tells you humanity has figured it all out is lying to you. We are not the first advanced society on this planet, and if we are not careful, we will not be the last one to be erased. The trap is thinking that our modern world is permanent, but the dirt beneath our feet is filled with the ghosts of ancient people who probably thought the exact same thing right before their world ended. If this journey changed the way you look at human history, please share this video with a friend who loves digging into the unknown. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button, because the world is full of terrifying secrets, and we are going to uncover the next one together. See you in the next mystery.